Hello, students of Mary Baldwin College. Those of you taking the physiological psychology class, I am Dr. Stuart Tausman. It's my pleasure to be teaching you this 3-credit class during the fall of the 2013 semester. I'm going to give you a little rundown of what's going to be happening in this class, and the idea is for you to type out a summary of this, and if you want to send me an e-draft you can, or if you just want to post it, you'll earn 10 points for this brief information. So let me start off and tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a full professor over at Jefferson College of Health Sciences. I've been a professor for 22 years. Started off in Rockford, Illinois, at a small college there, and then came to Jefferson College. My main research is actually in the field of asthma. I do asthma self-management. My background for this particular class, it's kind of interesting. I was actually studying neuroscience, which is really what physiological psychology is. I grew up in New Jersey. I went to Ohio State and was actually doing some neuroscience research in a lab. We were working with rats and would give them drugs, watch them run around the maze and so forth. It turned out, though, that when I went to graduate school, that I wasn't very good at doing these techniques with animals. I love the field of psychopharmacology, drugs and behavior, and the field of neuroscience and physiological psych. Couldn't actually do the field, but love teaching about it. So I'll have lots of hopefully colorful stories for you to share. So that's my background for this. Next, I wanted to just share a little bit of information as far as what we're going to do in the class. My teaching philosophy, it's one of constructivism. Constructivism is based on the idea that the best way that I can do the teaching for you is to give you cases and stories and situations and let you try to work those stories and situations out and then teach you on top of that. So it's a constructivist perspective, and I'm looking for a lot of interaction between your group, the students, and me, the professor. The way I do that is I basically, after module number 1, will set up these series of modules, and there'll be a total of 4 of them. And in these modules, for the first week of the module, I'll put up discussion board questions. I'll say, so what are the drugs for sleep? What's going on with this? You and the other students in the class will have a week to respond to these discussion boards. The idea is to have a post or two or a couple of posts. Once you do that in the discussion board for that opening week of a module, then I will record my lecture, kind of like this, summarizing what the key points to your ideas were, kind of doing some mini lecturing over what I said, and then the assignment for you is to type up the summary of that as well. Now, on top of that, there is one other part about this course. This is supposed to be a writing course. You'll be doing lots of writing, but the other type of assignment I have for you is you'll actually be asked to look up various drugs, things that you might actually be interested in, drugs for mental health, psychological health, and so forth, and you'll be asked to do at the end of most of these modules a little summary of what does Prozac do? What does Paxil do? What do some of these other drugs do? And you'll try to tie that to maybe issues going on in your lives or the lives of those around you. So we try to keep it fun. I'll try to keep my voice in a good way. It's a rainy day here on Saturday, the last day of August here in Roanoke. That's where I live. But the idea is basically post a lot of things in the first week of these modules, and then after that, I'll record some lectures. They'll take you some time to read and summarize. You'll use the book some, you'll use some other information, and hopefully that'll make a great deal of sense for you. Finally, let me just make a few statements about module number 1 and what your responsibilities will be. For module number 1, I have a few things lined up. The discussion board is really not a discussion board in module 1 that's like the other ones where you're talking about eating and learning and other things. For module 1, it's kind of getting to know you. So there's a discussion board where you basically go on and you have a couple weeks to do this. Just start talking to each other, share your background and hobbies. Are there any topics you want to make sure we cover in this class, and share some information about it. That's kind of a soft task, and that shouldn't take you very long to get to know each other. Assignment number 2 is where you basically summarize this little acoustic lecture. I do all the acoustic lectures and then transform them into YouTube videos because the college doesn't have to pay anything to have YouTube videos. Although it's a pain for me, I'd rather just upload acoustic files, but I'll have YouTube videos that'll basically be one picture and you get to listen to the acoustics. It's much cheaper for the college. The third assignment is really kind of the key one. You're going to get a series of lectures that are kind of the basics of physiological psychology. I'm going to go over action potentials, electrical, chemical impulses, neurons, synapses, and the main idea for the first couple of weeks of the class is to listen to that multiple acoustic lecture, type out basically little short stories, if you will, kind of somewhere between an outline and a summary. I just need to see that you understand the basics here and can type out in full sentences kind of the main story of what I'm trying to share with you here. You have a couple of weeks to do that. You can send me drafts of that via email. Don't post it. Send me drafts. If you do it early enough, you can even just listen to a couple of the mini lectures and type those up and send me drafts of that. I'm very happy to work with you following the constructivist perspective. I like to see your drafts, give you feedback, and then if you actually do a really terrific job with your typed up summaries, I'll even say post this on the assignment manager and write in the comment box full credit, which means you'll get full credit for that assignment. So hopefully we can work together well. Once you do the summaries and so forth, there'll be one last assignment for you as well. I'd like you in this very first module to find a drug in mental health that you might care about. Something for depression, something for anxiety, something for epilepsy, whatever the disease is, and see if once you do the summaries of my neuroscience lectures on the basics, see if you can do a little digging and find something on the product that is of interest to you. So I've covered hopefully a bit of information here. How long have I been babbling on? Oh, my eyes are going here. Looks like about 7 minutes. So see if you can summarize what I basically just said here. You can send me a draft of this if you wish. We'll be using the book by Klein and Thorne. Hopefully it's reasonably cheap. We'll refer to various pages in here. There'll be the discussion boards, the class notes, and kind of the pharmaceutical product analysis papers. We have the 4 modules. The 5th one, you're going to be doing a little more writing probably in the 5th one, and hopefully this will go pretty well. Hope this is good for you. Feel free to communicate with me, and thank you very much.